Today we're going to be talking about some spoilers from the new Scream movie. If you don't like spoilers, what are you still doing here? I said spoilers like 3 minutes ago. So pick a plan, pick a path where you want to go. Do you want to watch the spoilers or do you want to watch the movie? I don't care. Just get out of my face. Super zoomed in today, so super easy. Boy, would I love to box you. I'd like, that's only if you don't want to watch spoilers. If you want to watch the spoilers, please join. I'm going to have a little rant. So I was watching Scream 7 today, and I was really enjoying myself until the twist happened. And you know what? There's a couple of thoughts that have been just batting around in my head. I'll start off with the first one. The existence of a twist is not valuable. When M. Night Shyamalan used to do all of these twists, they were like, oh, they're interesting. Like, in Signs, how could the aliens take over Earth when Earth is completely covered in water? Interesting. I'm curious. The Happening. Oh, they're all trapped in the 1800s village in a national park, and they have national park guards driving around. So really, they're just living like pilgrims in the modern age. Interesting. What's another good Shyamalan? The Happening. Ooh, the trees are killing the people. It's pretty awesome. Now, here's where I'm at for this movie. And again, I just want to say spoilers. Here's where I'm at with Scream 7. I think that they had a great opportunity to be super ambitious. And instead of it having it be a story of who done it, it could have been a story of revenge. My wife made a really good point today about the movies. And we're just gonna focus on like our expectations as opposed to it being like a jump scare or something or a big surprise, a big twist ending. Okay, here's where my expectations were. Stu was calling Sydney, talking about a lot of personal information about Sydney, past and current information. Now, this movie had a great chance to be the exact opposite of the Halloween because Neve Campbell, I forget her name, Sydney never trained her daughter to protect herself from ghost faces. Because there've been like, let's see, I'm looking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. So before this movie, there were 12 ghost faces. And this movie adds 3 more, so 15. Neve Campbell never prepped her daughter for the ghost face fight. So it'd be interesting where in Halloween, Laurie Strode over prepared her daughter for the Michael Myers threat. So we were kind of going into the movie like that. We were kind of going into the movie where it was like, oh wow, Stu's out for revenge. Whatever crazy revenge. Some psycho in a psych ward is, I'm not against the psych ward at all. I have great empathy and sympathy in my heart for them. The issue is Stu was a crazy person. And if he didn't die at the end of the first movie, which, here's another thing. You see Stu's face and you're like, oh, wow, he survived. Let's see what he has in his deck of cards. But anyway, if Stu didn't die at the end of the movie, I'm sure he would be crazier than any of your Ted Bundys, your Jay Dahmers, your Jay Epsteins, all of those guys. So we're excited, right? A great horror movie for revenge besides Halloween. The new Halloweens were not good, but the older ones were. Cape Fear, okay? This lawyer gets a convict arrested. Convict comes back to kill the family. All this to say, we had a lot of built-up excitement for Stu. The issue comes here. Stu was dead the whole time. We were right in assuming that Stu was dead the whole time. And the issue with that is it was some stupid, meta, deep fake conversation, blah, blah, blah. Halfway through the movie, when the boyfriend is currently working on a deep fake project to scare his girlfriend and his girlfriend's mom. I don't get it. He said, I just wanted to see if I could do it. Really stupid. But the problem that I had with this whole thing is that they took a unique story and threw it all away just to do the old rinse and recycled story. And what is that story? It's a conversation about meta practices in horror movies. Now, I don't know if the meta practice was repeating the same garbage formula that existed in the past Screams. I'll tell you what Screams were good, okay? I like 1, I like 2, I like 3. 2, revenge story of 1. 3, kind of a revenge story. Really, it's the beginning of this thing that happens in Scream where people just get so obsessed with the stab movies, you know, the Greensboro Massacre movies, so that they want to be the ones to kill. I like Scream 4, a little bit of a twist with Emma Roberts. Scream 5 and 6 were interesting because they were kind of their own thing, right? Jenna Ortega and the other lady, they very nice. It was still super Scream formula. It was still super, and what was that formula? Pushing the idea of meta in horror. You know, you're not some kind of genius because you know that you can break the fourth wall in a movie, or that you noticed a couple patterns of slasher films from the 80s and then you make a mock movie of it in the 90s, and it was great. Scream 1 was great when it came out. Scream 2 was interesting because it kind of bucked the trend. But by the time that we get to Scream 7, sorry, I'm just looking at the killers here. I got ChatGPT to make a list. By the time we get to Scream 7, especially with like Scream 6 was a real poop movie. I really hate the whole idea of Billy Loomis's daughter having a murder instinct. But by the time we get to the end of this movie, where the blonde mom, some guy who works in a mental health facility, and then a patient of said mental health facility are all teaming up together while using AI, while tormenting Neve Campbell, just because the final girl never gets to rest. Fun idea. But you know what? Instead of being a bowl in the China store, sorry, you know, not like the country of China, like fine glassware and dishware. Instead of being a bowl in the China store and just saying what you're doing, have Stu come back. The idea of Stu coming back to not let Neve Campbell, I forget her name again, to not let Sydney have unease in her life, permanent unease. Wouldn't that permanent unease make way more sense that Stu was reliving that night as opposed to this blonde lady? I mean, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or something, you know, I'm playing the Pokemon game on my phone, but what happened? She, and she was in a mental health facility, so she's crazy, so she has to be a killer because she's a crazy, insane person. And then the guy, the attendant who works there, used to work on AI, so he made the AI deepfake of the adult Matthew Lillard. It's just like, don't even bring Matthew Lillard in if you're not going to have a great story using him. It's kind of like having, in the future, he would be known as F.P. Jones, but Billy Loomis. Having Billy Loomis in Scream 5 and 6 is just so weak. Like, is it even an Easter egg? Is it even a plot point? Like, I'm sure the Billy Loomis's daughter thing is a plot. Cheating on Sydney, kind of gross. But this plot point, right? Interesting. Is it really, though? Did I need to see Billy Loomis as an adult? Did I need to see them throw Stu in my face just to have the rug pulled? Now, imagine this, okay? Imagine the possibilities that you could have with Stu being the final person. You could have Stu have a redemption arc. You could have Stu hire, like, what I thought was happening during the whole movie was I thought that Stu was getting ex-patients to go hunt and stalk so that he was sitting in the background waiting for Sidney Prescott to maybe get killed, right? Or then I thought, okay, well, this guy's coming out. The guy from the facility's coming out. He took his mask off. He's got the daughter. By the way, I will talk about that. That was just so odd. Anyways, has the daughter up to knife point, and then you have someone with a mask on, and we all think it's Stu, right? The reveal of it being the blonde mom from Pitch Perfect was so cheap. It wasn't fun. Her whole dialogue about we need a new age final girl. That's why they had to kidnap the daughter to kill Neve Campbell in order to let the daughter free or something. I don't know. We need a new age Sydney. That's what was said. I really was so disappointed that it wasn't Stu. Because imagine if Stu had a redemption moment and then fought that guy, the attendant at the health clinic. It could be just so much more interesting. Stu could have been killed by a rogue cop or whatever, right? Someone who didn't really see what was going on. Sydney could have mourned this guy, right? Maybe see like the humanity behind his sick boredom that he talks about so much in the movie, in Scream 1. And I just see it. It's like, oh, we're doing this again. We're doing this stranger who was barely on screen. We're doing this stranger who, what, doesn't like Sydney because she read Sydney's book and then Sydney moved to New York. Like the rationale is so unimportant and so uninteresting. I don't know. I don't know. I want to say they're trying. I know that they're trying to make these good movies. I know that they're trying to be funny. But you're telling me that you couldn't have Stu be funny? You couldn't you couldn't have Matthew Lillard be funny? That's a script writing problem at that point, because that's Scooby-Doo, okay? I'm a huge Matthew Lillard fan. I was more excited for him to get screen time, but as the movie went on and on, we saw that was a deep fake. I don't know. I feel cheated. I feel not cheated out of the hours, you know, it was good enough to watch. It was good enough slop to have on the TV while I was literally doing anything else. I feel cheated that there was a good story hidden in there, and that this whole Scream kind of gets political. I think like 4 and 5 got political with like conservatives or something, and Scream 4 is a little political about becoming social media famous, and then Scream 7 is political about deepfakes and blah blah blah. Right? I think they really screwed up. I think that not having Stu there was a really big problem. I don't know why they burnt down Stu's house. I think that was stupid. So like one of the things that they do in the beginning of the movie is they make you think that Stu is alive and Stu's burning down his house. You know, he's burning down the failure of that night. The failure of Billy dying, the failure of this, the failure of him almost dying, the failure of Sydney getting away. And then you're left and you see who's doing the killing, and you're like, why would they burn down Stu's house? This is all fan service. I like fan service, but they were setting something up for no payoff. Let me tell you about this setting up no payoff thing. If you watch Dragon Ball Daima, you notice that they had the fusion bugs, and the fusion bugs were a red flag, or no, not a red flag. It was